Call Allah, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Shalom to the house of David by Aftawadah, 144,000, the one-third men, women, and children part of the elect of the 12 tribes of Israel, or you blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, and the Israelite foreigners are scattered abroad, the elect. Basically, this racial tension is picking up more and more and more. It's building up. It's over here in Clark, New Jersey. It's supposed to be a Jake from a tree being lynched, basically. Hanging black puppet found by girls' basketball team was LeBron James' classmate's mom says. Hey, this tension is building up, man. This is over here in New Jersey too, in Clark, New Jersey. So this is what our girls' basketball team from Plainfield High School had to see in the classroom when they was getting changed for the game. This was deliberately done in an act of racism. At Arthur L. Johnson in Clark, New Jersey, sharing, get this out. FYI, our coach said there was other dolls Muppets in the room, but this particular one had a string around their neck with a basketball on top, so I wouldn't call this an indirect message. This is a clear message of hate and racism, of course. Esau always hated you tribes. Esau hates you other heathens too. Esau don't give a shit about you. Esau hates himself, man. He's self-destructive. So he's destroying the planet Earth, man. The mother of a Clark High School student says alleged allegations of racism after visiting the Plainfield High School girls basketball team found a sculpture of a black man seemingly hanging in the room where members were assigned to change is nothing more than a misunderstanding. The Cardinals from Plainfield High School were horrified to make the discovery when they arrived from a game Saturday morning at the Arthur L. Johnson High School in Clark. A picture of the mannequin was included in a Facebook post by Andre Payton. What appeared to be a basketball was at the top of a string that went around and around the mannequin's neck. Our coach, now these are supposed to be young Edomites, right? Young Edomites. It's on you from child to adults. They're devils, man. That's in them. That's in them, man. To hate you tribes. You tribes need to wake the hell up. Our coach said there was other dolls Muppets in the room, but this particular one had a string around the neck with a basketball on top, so I wouldn't call this an indirect message. It's a clear message of hate and racism. A Clark parent named Julia, who asked her full name not to be used in order to protect her son's privacy, said the sculpture was actually a Muppet of LeBron James, made by another student as part of a class assignment. So it's supposed to be a LeBron James. But you Edomites or something else. Here it is, you'll talk shit. And you'll do this double, then you'll buy his jersey and watch his basketball games. So you Edomites ain't shit, man. You devils is something else, man. He also crafted a basketball and sewed it to the hand and let it dangle. My son also told me that the kid may have chosen to let it dangle or is still in the process of sewing it to the hand and needle is in the ball, Julia said, because the string is dangling. It was wrapped around up and over the wooden holder. It was no means meant to be anything more than that. Yeah, right. She said she's truly sorry to hear visiting Plainfield team members took it as a racist attack. According to the 2010 census, Clark is a largely white community, with 93% of his residents classified as white Edomites. That's what they are. They're not white, they're Edomites, and just 10 classified as blacks. Here it is, you Israelites move into these cities thinking that it's all good. I'm gonna raise my child and get them away from the ghetto, but then they get attacked by these Edomites, man. By contrast, it's 50% black and just 23% white. I am truly sorry the team felt that way. I would hate for them to feel targeted and hurt. I also feel sorry for the boy who made a puppet of his favorite player, draped the basketball string around it to keep it safe, and now it has to face this outrage. It's disgusting. Yeah, they're trying to hide it, the media. They're trying to cover it up. She said the Muppets are difficult to make. My son has been working endlessly on his, right down to the skin color. There are 4 colors you are given: white, black, yellow, and red. She said you have to mix them to get the right shade. I saw a comment about the puppet's face being purposely dark black. The kid did his best. It took my son 4 tries to get his white puppet the right shade. She said the art room for the puppetry class is located directly across the hall from the school's gym. Clark School Superintendent Edward Grande confirmed that a puppetry class is offered at the school in the same room used as a basketball team, but didn't address whether the puppet was part of the legitimate assignment In an earlier statement, he promised a prompt through investigation into the incident. In a separate statement, Plainfield Superintendent Anna Bleeling Piles said that she spoke to Grande and is also conducting an investigation. When made aware of the problem at Clark, I responded quickly and took decisive action on behalf of our students, athletes, and our district, she said. We want to assure our students, parents, and guardians, staff, and community that this incident is being thoroughly and comprehensively investigated with the seriousness it deserves. Hey, but you know what? That's the signs of the times, man. Bring the scripture out, man. The time is coming. It's gonna be a civil war. It's gonna be a class war. Shit's gonna pop off, man. That's the spirit anyway. Doing that. Even if let's say, it wasn't the kid doing it on purpose, the spirit still allowed the string to go around the door and look like that to cause the controversy, man. Because all this racial tension is building up in America. There's going to be a race war, a civil war, according to the Bible, according to biblical prophecy. Matthew 24:7. For nation shall rise against nation. For nation shall rise against nation. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. And the Most High is doing that too because he's bringing you devils into remembrance of what you did. You're going to have a lot of spooky, eerie things start happening. Because maybe the Edomite kid Maybe the Edomite kid did maybe the Edomite kid didn't do that on purpose, but the spooky spirit, still let it go down looking like that. And it caused all this controversy, man, because all these racial tensions building up. Revelations 13:9. He that lead into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and faith of the saints, and that's self-explanatory, man. That's self-explanatory because God hasn't forgot about what his people went through, man. You know, we read about Deuteronomy 28, right? 68, that whole chapter. Half of it's the blessings, and it goes into the curses. Us coming in slavery, rape, rob, and murder, coming in slave ships. Us losing our nationality, our heritage, our land, disconnecting us from our power, Yahweh Shai. And now we're coming back to that. Ecclesiastes 3:15. That which has been is now, and that which is to be have already been. And Yahweh required that which is past. So God requires this. All this rape, rob, murder you did to the children of Israel, you reap what you sow, man. Hey, you reap what you sow. Wasn't they sowing? This is the spirit manifesting, man. That's why all these slavery movies come out. Because the Most High is putting that back in your face. That payback's coming, man. Oh, let me get Jeremiah. I haven't brought that scripture out in a minute, you know what I'm saying? These things, the kingdom of heaven is at hand, man, you know? Jeremiah 49:12. For thus saith the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup. I'm going to read that again. For thus saith the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have surely drunk it. And art thou he that shall go altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished. Talk about you Edomites, but thou shalt surely drink of it. Because we wasn't supposed to go in hardcore slavery. We're God's chosen people. The Lord said, whoever touches you, touch the apple of his eye. You know? But it was prophecy that we're going to go off and that we're going to go in hardcore slavery. But we drank that cup, which is slavery. But you're going to drink that cup. You're going to drink every ounce of it. Ain't going to be no watered down. You're going to take that shot straight up, man, which is slavery. Ain't going to be just one shot, too. It's going to be 1,000 years of whiskey. Hardcore whiskey, Everclear, moonshine. You're going to get double what you did to us, man. To the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the Hebrew Israelites, according to the Bible, according to biblical prophecies, man. You have a lot to pay for. We in the time of Judgment Day. You other nations are going to pay, man. You Edomites are going to pay. Hey, that's right. It's the spirit. You line up. Yeah, you can line up and go in slavery, man. The whole house of Esau. Let me bring that up. The Most High hasn't forgot about what you Edomites did, man. And the Most High, when he deals with nations, when he deals with a nation, he deals with the house. When he took us down as a people, the house of Israel, and now he's gonna take you down. That's just what it is, man. We just brought out the scriptures. That's what the scriptures say. Don't worry about what we're gonna do. We ain't gonna do nothing. We're just prophesying. We're just prophesying through the scriptures, bringing the vibration out, and it's gonna manifest. Called manifest destiny. Obadiah 1:10 always bring this out. For thy vines against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. For all the violence that you committed to the children of Israel, to the Hebrew Israelites, is going to come upon your head. And in Revelations, it said you're going to get double to what you did to us. But it's going to be done righteously, because even when you had us in slavery, after a certain amount of time, you're supposed to tell us who we are. You're supposed to tell us we're Hebrew Israelites. You're supposed to tell us to follow our customs. Let us follow our customs and let us pay tribute to you. Because we're still under you in captivity, but you never did that. You took our land, you took our people, and you beat us down, you beat the hell out of us, and you never told us who we was. Here it is, you forcing your customs, your pagan heathenistic customs upon our people. Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween. When we have high holy days in the Bible, the Passover, the Purim, Feast of Tabernacle, the Day of Atonement. You never taught us this, but now we're coming into remembrance. Now we're coming back to who we really are, which are the Hebrew Israelites. We're coming back to our power, which the Father's name is Yahweh and the Son's name is Yahweh Shai. And we're coming out the ways of this world that we was brought up in and brainwashed. Micah 2:10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. And this ain't our rest. The kingdom of heaven is going to be our rest. We're still in captivity. We're still in slavery. Let me bring another scripture out. One of my favorite scriptures. We can't rest. We're going to rest in the kingdom. We're going to chill in the kingdom. We're going to relax. We're going to chillax in the kingdom. Isaiah 14. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob when we yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. So that's what this thing's about. Nationality. Having land. Having agriculture. Taking care of your people, man. And the stranger shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressor. And the house of Israel is going to rule over Esau and you other heathenistic nations. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from thy hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve, which is America, valley of the shadow of death. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall not fear no evil, man. Because we're still God's chosen people. No matter how much we went off, the Lord still loves us, man. And the Lord's going to deliver us and give us back our land. And give us payback and recompense. That's what Yahweh Shai is coming back to do in the modern day Rome. He's coming down to get busy on Pontius Pilate, man. He's coming down to get busy on modern day Babylon, modern day Egypt, and deliver the children of Israel. And give them their own land. And give them freedom. Give them sovereignty, true freedom. Kingdom of heaven is at hand. Shalom.